Cold weather, busy schedule, it's perfect time of year for crockpot cooking. Today we're going to make Southwestern chicken and bean soup. Living in an RV, you have space issues, and one of the things that I have that helps with cooking is this collapsible colander. I like to rinse my vegetables before I put them in the crock pot, and this collapsible colander doesn't take up a whole lot of space, but it sure is handy. Our first ingredient is one 15.5 ounce can of cannellini beans, also known as white kidney beans. Next, we're going to add a 15.25 ounce can of black beans. If you don't rinse your other vegetables, I still recommend that you rinse these, just because it can affect the color of your soup if you don't. Third is a 15.5 ounce can of garbanzo beans. Fourth is a 15.25 ounce can of whole kernel corn. I like to use the low sodium version of the vegetables because I'll be adding my own spices in just a little while. Now I'm going to add about 12 ounces of shredded chicken breast. Now if you want to make this a vegetarian soup, your option here would be to simply leave out the chicken, and I'll mention a couple of other steps a little bit later as substitutions in case you want to make this a vegetarian soup. I like to use the blade, the flat edge of my butcher knife or my large knife to smash the garlic cloves, simply because it retains a lot of the oil in there, and I definitely want that garlic flavor. And I've added both cloves of garlic and one whole diced onion to the crock pot. You can add more or less as is your preference. We like tomato-based soups, so I'm also going to add one 14.5 ounce can of fire-roasted diced tomatoes, as well as a 6 ounce can of tomato paste. Now, the measurements for the spices, again, is pretty much you add what you like and how much of it that you like. I've added probably about 1/3 to 1/2 of a teaspoon of cumin. I'm also going to add a sprinkling of celery salt, some cayenne pepper, and I'm going to add some just regular salt and pepper as well. Probably about 1/2 teaspoon of each. Lastly, I'm going to add 4 cups of chicken broth. If you will, again, want to make this more of a vegetarian option, you can also use vegetable broth instead. A little tip here, holding the container with the opening to the top, and it won't splash as much when you're pouring it in. This is a really travel-friendly soup because all of the items are either canned or vegetables. They did not have to be refrigerated, so this is an easy recipe to take with you on the road. I like to cook our soups on low for 4 to 6 hours. We have often found that they are actually better the second day after they've had some time to marinate.
Check out our other recipes and playlists, and we'll see you next time for Second Helpings.